You probably think your dog forgives you because they love you. You stepped on their paw, you got frustrated, you had a day where you weren't the person they deserved, and they came back, tail moving, eyes soft, like it never happened. And we call that forgiveness. But the truth is far more extraordinary than that. Because what your dog is doing isn't forgiveness the way you understand it. It's something older, something that runs deeper than any emotion you have a name for. And once you understand what's actually happening, you will never accidentally take it for granted again. The comfortable story goes like this. Dogs are loyal, dogs love unconditionally, so of course they forgive. It's sweet, it's simple, and it lets us off the hook pretty easily. But here's where that story falls apart. Forgiveness in the human sense requires something specific. It requires holding on to a negative experience, weighing it against the relationship, and making a conscious decision to release it. That is a cognitively expensive process. It requires rumination, narrative, a sense of past and future. Now think about what you know about your dog. They don't lie awake at night replaying the argument. They don't greet you with coldness in the morning to make a point. They don't build a case against you. If they came back to you, tail low, eyes checking your face first, moving carefully, and then slowly settled against your leg anyway, that wasn't a decision to forgive. That was something your dog's nervous system did before their brain had any say in the matter. And that distinction matters more than most people realize. Here's what's actually happening. Dr. Jennifer Nagel and her colleagues studying canine stress responses found something that sits quietly at the center of this. Dogs process social rupture, moments of conflict, raised voices, sudden movements through their threat response system. Cortisol spikes, heart rate rises, the body goes into alert. But in bonded dogs, that system doesn't stay activated the way it does in humans. The moment the threat signal disappears, the raised voice stops, the tension drops, your body language softens. Their nervous system begins moving back toward baseline, rapidly, sometimes within minutes. Not because they decided to let it go, because their biology doesn't have a mechanism to keep holding on. Dogs evolved alongside humans for roughly 15,000 years. For most of that time, social repair within the group wasn't optional. It was survival. A dog that stayed in a state of fear or withdrawal after every conflict with its human would have been a dog too stressed to function, too vigilant to rest, too depleted to bond. Evolution solved that problem, not by making dogs forgiving, by making them physiologically incapable of sustained resentment toward the person they're bonded to. You've seen this. You've snapped at your dog, not badly, just sharply, and watched them flinch and move away. And then 3 minutes later they were back, nudging your hand, sitting close. You probably thought, they forgave me fast. What actually happened is, their threat system cleared, and the first thing it cleared toward was you, because you are their baseline, their reference point for safe. Even the source of the rupture is also the destination for repair. If this is changing how you see your dog, subscribe. Every video on this channel is built around what the science actually says, not what we assume. What that repair looks like is specific, and once you know the signals, you'll start reading them differently. After a tense moment, your dog doesn't run back to you. They move carefully, head slightly lowered, tail in a neutral position, eyes doing a quick check of your face before they commit. That's not submission, that's your dog reading whether it's safe to come back yet. Let them take that time. Then comes the contact without demand. They lean against you, or rest a paw on your foot. No eye contact, no big display. This is the quietest form of reconciliation dogs offer. They're not asking for anything. They're just reestablishing proximity. It's the canine equivalent of sitting beside someone after a hard conversation. Some dogs grab a toy, or sniff the floor, or suddenly become very interested in the window. This looks like distraction. It's actually a self-regulation strategy. They're managing residual arousal before coming back to you. If you call them away from it too soon, you interrupt that process. And when all tension has truly cleared, you'll know. Full body looseness. A shake, the whole body shake dogs do after stress or water. Some will bring you something. A shoe, a ball, a sock that isn't yours. That's not random. It's an offering. The relationship back on even ground. Here's what matters and why it matters now. If your dog moves through conflict quickly, if they come back, settle, reset, that's a healthy bond doing exactly what it's supposed to do. But if you notice your dog stopped coming back after tension, if they've become more avoidant, more easily startled, slower to settle, that pattern deserves your attention. Chronic stress in dogs doesn't always look like panic. It often looks like distance. A dog who learned over time that repair doesn't come, that after the rupture nothing softens, gradually stops trying. Not because they love you less, because their nervous system learned to expect the tension to stay. If that sounds familiar, the repair is simple, but it has to be consistent. Soft voice after hard moments. Physical presence before asking for anything. Letting them come back on their timeline, not yours. 15,000 years ago, a wolf moved toward a human fire instead of away from it. That choice, made over and over, generation after generation, built something that has no real parallel in nature. A bond where two entirely different species learn to regulate each other. To sync, to repair, to return. Your dog doesn't forgive you the way a person does. They do something their entire biology was shaped across millennia to do. They come back to you, even when you were the hard thing, especially then, because to them, you're not just the person they love. You're the direction their nervous system points when it's trying to find safe, and they've been doing that quietly every single day without ever needing you to ask.